My wife publicly auctioned me off like a used item at game night, but when the neighbor accepted seriously, I walked out and her world fell apart. I'm Ryan, 34. I work as a senior project manager at a tech company. I've been married to Ashley for 8 years. She's 32. She used to work in marketing but hasn't had a job in about 18 months now. She says she's looking, but honestly, I stopped asking after the first year. We do this rotating game night thing with our neighbors. Once a month, different house each time. It's usually pretty chill, cards, drinks, some laughs. I actually look forward to it because the people on our street are solid. Good mix of couples. Nobody's too uptight, and the guys are the kind you can actually have a real conversation with. Last month was our turn to host, and Ashley had been acting weird all week. Her college friends were coming to visit, Madison and Sophia. These two have been in her life since freshman year, and honestly, they've always made her insecure as hell. Madison's a lawyer married to a surgeon. They live in one of those new developments where the houses start at $1 million. Sophia married some finance bro, and they've got a place with 6 bedrooms that she's constantly posting on Instagram. Ashley spent the entire week before they arrived cleaning what was already clean and talking about how we're just simple, suburban people, like she was apologizing for our lives. We've got a nice house. I paid it off 2 years early by not being an idiot with money. 3-bedroom, good neighborhood, everything we actually need. But apparently that's not impressive enough when your friends are living in mini mansions. The game night started normal enough. About 10 people showed up, our usual neighbors plus Madison and Sophia with their husbands. We were playing Cards Against Humanity because someone brought it, and everyone was drinking pretty steadily. I was nursing a bourbon, keeping it easy since I was hosting. Ashley was on her 3rd glass of wine by 9 p.m., and getting louder with every sip. Someone mentioned their vacation plans, and Ashley jumped in with, "Oh, we keep it simple, right, babe? Ryan's very practical about spending." The way she said practical sounded like an insult. Then later, when Madison was talking about her husband-making partner, Ashley goes, "Must be nice to have a husband who's VP level by 35 while I'm literally standing 10 feet away." I let it slide because, honestly, I was curious how far she'd actually go. She'd been doing this passive-aggressive thing for months, but never this obvious, never in front of people who mattered. Around 10:30, we took a break from the game. People were refilling drinks, hitting the bathroom, the usual. Ashley stood up with her wine glass and her voice cut through all the conversations. "All right, ladies, let's be honest. Who's ready to swap husbands? I'm prepared to make a deal tonight." The room got quiet, but she was too drunk or too committed to notice. Mine arrives pre-trained, barely any maintenance, and a strict policy against promotions or buying me the house I actually want. She gestured at me with her wine glass like I was a used Honda she was trying to sell. Best part, he's faithful by default. Between his little office job and his weekend love affair with the grass, when would he even find the time for temptation? Nobody laughed. Madison and Sophia were staring at their drinks. Our neighbor Tom looked at me, then looked away fast. The silence stretched out long enough that even drunk Ashley started to notice something was wrong. That's when Claire spoke up. She's our neighbor from 2 doors down, moved in about 6 months ago. Her husband died in a car accident about 1.5 years ago. She's 33, works from home doing marketing consulting, keeps to herself mostly. But she's always been nice when we've talked. The silence after Ashley's joke stretched out long enough that people started looking at their drinks. Nobody was laughing. Madison whispered something to Sophia. That's when Claire spoke up. She wasn't looking at Ashley, she was looking at me. "You know what's funny?" Her voice was quiet, but everyone heard it. "Those things she just listed as negatives, those are exactly what most women spend years looking for." Ashley's face went red. "Excuse me?" Claire finally looked at her. Stable, reliable, loyal, financially responsible. She shrugged. "If you don't want that, I'm sure someone else will." I set down my drink and walked over to where Ashley was standing. Every single person in that room was watching us. "Well, babe," I said, keeping my voice level, "since you're so eager to upgrade, let's make this easy." I pulled out my phone and opened the calculator. House is paid off. $680,000 in equity, all in my name. My car is paid off. No debt. I'd say Claire's getting a pretty solid deal. I looked at Claire. "I'm free Tuesday if you want to grab dinner and discuss terms." Ashley's face went from red to white. Madison whispered something to Sophia. The room was so quiet you could hear ice melting in someone's drink. "It was a joke," Ashley said, her voice shaking. "Why is everyone being so dramatic?" "Funny," I said. "Nobody's laughing." She grabbed my arm hard enough to hurt. "Can we talk privately, please?" I pulled my arm back. "Nah, you made this public. We'll keep it public." Claire stood up and collected her purse. "The offer stands." "I don't play games with men I respect." That's when Ashley lost it completely. "Nobody asked you, you desperate widow." The room went dead silent. Even the guys who'd been trying to pretend they weren't watching stopped pretending. I looked at Ashley for a long 5 seconds, then turned to everyone else. "Game night's over. Everyone out except Ashley. Nobody argued. They grabbed their things and left within 2 minutes. Claire caught my eye on her way out, lingered by the door while others filed past. She kept her voice low. I meant what I said in there about those qualities being valuable, in case you were wondering. I wasn't wondering, but good to know. She smiled, small, genuine. Have a good night, Ryan. The door closed and it was just me and my wife. The second that door closed, Ashley tried to throw her arms around me. Baby, I'm sorry, I drank too much, I didn't mean… I stepped back before she could touch me. Don't. The word came out flat. No anger, no yelling, just done. And I think that scared her more than if I'd lost my temper. You can't be serious right now. She said it was girl talk that went too far. Okay, everyone knows I was kidding around. You stood up in front of 10 people and said you wanted to trade me away, then listed all the reasons I'm not good enough for you. Which part of that was supposed to be funny? She opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. You're being so sensitive about this. I was just trying to be entertaining for Madison and Sophia. Right. Entertaining by shitting on your husband to impress your college friends. I walked to the kitchen and poured myself another drink. You've been saying this stuff for 2 years, Ash. You just never had the balls to say it out loud in front of witnesses before. That's not fair. I've never said you weren't good enough. I actually laughed at that. Last month you told your mom on speakerphone that you wished I was more ambitious. 3 weeks ago you asked why I haven't applied for director positions when guys my age should be climbing the ladder. Yesterday you literally said Madison's husband is what a real career looks like. Her face went red. I was venting. Wives are allowed to vent. Vent to your therapist, not to our neighbors, while trying to auction me off like a car you're tired of driving. She switched tactics fast. The tears started right on cue. This is all Claire's fault. She was flirting with you all night and then she twisted my words to make me look bad. Claire said maybe 10 words total before you handed me to her on a silver platter. Try again. She's a desperate widow looking for attention, and you're falling for it. I set my drink down and looked at her straight. You just insulted a woman whose husband died a year and a half ago in front of everyone because she had the nerve to take you up on your offer. You get how that makes you look? Ashley started pacing. Her hands were shaking. I want you to block her number right now. Delete any texts. Don't talk to her. I don't want her anywhere near you. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm your wife. I should come first. You're my wife, who just spent an hour explaining to a room full of people why I'm not worth keeping. So no, you don't get to make demands. She tried grabbing my phone off the counter. I moved it before she could reach. What are you hiding? Did she text you already? Doesn't matter. You don't get access to my phone anymore. This is insane. You're throwing away 8 years over one stupid comment. Not one comment. 8 years of comments. I've been making excuses for you being disrespectful for so long I forgot what respect actually looks like. But watching you tonight, that was clarifying as hell. She went quiet for a second. Then came the calculation. I could see it on her face. Okay, you're right, I've been horrible. I'll change. I'll get a job. I'll contribute more. I'll stop comparing us to other people. When's the last time you worked, Ashley? I've been looking. 18 months. You've been unemployed for a year and a half while spending my paycheck and criticizing how much I make. You see the problem there? Her mouth opened and closed. That's different. I'm looking for the right opportunity for 18 months while I work 50 hours a week to pay for everything. I finished my drink. This house deed's in my name only. I bought it before we got married and never added you. My car's paid off. Yours still has payments I've been covering. You contribute exactly nothing financially, but somehow I'm the one with no ambition. The color drained from her face. This is my house too. I live here. I pulled up the deed on my phone and showed her. Just my name, dated 7 years ago. You live here because I let you. And right now I'm deciding I don't want you here anymore. You can't kick me out. Watch me. I walked past her and headed upstairs. She followed, still talking. Where are you going? What are you doing? I went to the closet and pulled out 2 suitcases, the big ones we used for vacations back when she didn't complain about where we traveled. You're not serious. Ryan, stop. This is crazy. I started packing her clothes, grabbed everything from her side of the closet, and started filling the first suitcase, dresses, shirts, jeans, all of it. She tried to grab stuff out of my hands. Stop it, I'm not leaving. Then I'll pack it for you. I kept going. Moved to the dresser, grabbed her stuff from those drawers. Took me maybe 15 minutes to get most of her clothes packed up. Where am I supposed to go? She was crying for real now, not the manipulation tears from earlier. Your parents have a guest house. Madison's got a spare room in that mansion you're so jealous of. Sophia's place has 6 bedrooms. Pick one. She stopped grabbing at the clothes. You've been planning this. I've been thinking about it since you stopped pretending to respect me. Tonight just made it official. I carried the suitcases downstairs and set them by the front door, went back up and grabbed her toiletries, makeup, all that stuff from the bathroom, put it in a third bag. Ashley was sitting on the couch when I came back down. We took vows, for better or worse. This is the worst, and I'm done with it. I put the last bag with the suitcases. You have until 5 p.m. tomorrow to get anything else. After that, I'm changing the locks. I'll call the police and tell them what? That your husband is kicking you out of his house after you publicly humiliated him? They'll tell you it's a civil matter and hang up. She just stared at me. I think it finally hit her that I was completely serious. I'm taking the master bedroom, I said. Couch is all yours if you're staying tonight. I went upstairs, closed the door, and locked it. Heard her crying through the walls for about an hour before it got quiet. Slept better than I had in months. I woke up at 6:30, normal routine. Came downstairs, and Ashley was still passed out on the couch, makeup smeared all over her face. I started making eggs and coffee. She didn't wake up until around 7 when the smell of bacon hit the living room. Heard her stumbling around. Then she appeared in the kitchen doorway looking like complete hell. Can we please talk about this? Her voice was rough from crying all night. Nothing to talk about. You're leaving today. Ryan, do you want breakfast or not? Because I'm not making extra if you're just going to argue. She sat down at the table without answering. I made my plate and started eating. Didn't make her one. If she wanted food, she could get it herself. That's when I heard barking outside. Looked through the window and saw a golden retriever sitting on my front porch. Recognized him from seeing Claire walk him around the neighborhood. I got up and opened the door. The dog came right up to me, tail wagging, acting like we were old friends. Claire was jogging up the driveway in workout clothes, looking apologetic as hell. I'm so sorry. Murphy got out when I was bringing in groceries. He just took off. She was slightly out of breath. Thanks for catching him. No problem. He's a good boy. I scratched behind the dog's ears and he leaned into it. You want some coffee? Just made a fresh pot. Her eyes flicked to the door, probably wondering if Ashley was inside. I don't want to intrude. You're not. Come on in. Ashley appeared behind me so fast I almost laughed. She'd obviously been listening. He was just bringing your dog back. I'm sure you need to get going. I didn't even turn around. Nobody was talking to you, Ashley. Claire's eyebrows went up slightly, but she didn't say anything. I held the door open wider and she walked in, Murphy following behind her. Ashley stood there with her mouth hanging open like she couldn't believe I just said that. I poured Claire a cup of coffee. How do you take it? Black's fine, thanks. We stood in the kitchen and talked while Ashley sat at the table radiating fury. Murphy was sitting at my feet instead of Claire's. She noticed and smiled. He's usually shy with new people. You must be good with dogs. Had one growing up. German Shepherd, named Duke. Good name for a German Shepherd. Ashley slammed her coffee mug down on the table. We both looked at her. She didn't say anything, just got up and walked out of the kitchen. Claire set down her cup. I should probably go. Don't want to make things worse. Things are already as bad as they can get. You're fine. She looked at me for a second. I meant what I said last night. The offer. I know the timing is weird, but I don't play games. I know you don't. That's why I'm not mad about it. Most guys would be. Most guys have lower standards for how they get treated. I walked her to the door. Murphy followed, reluctant to leave. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the coffee and for not being weird about last night. After she left, I went back to the kitchen. Ashley was standing there with her arms crossed. How could you do that to me? Do what? Have a conversation? Invite her into our house. Let her disrespect me in my own home. It's not your home, and she didn't disrespect you. She just existed. That's not the same thing. I'll get a job today. I'll apply everywhere. I'll prove to you I can change. I rinsed out my coffee cup and set it in the sink. Too late for that. We can go to counseling. We can fix this. Please, Ryan, don't throw away 8 years. I'm not throwing away anything. You already did that. I checked my watch. It's 8:30 now. You have until 5 p.m. to get your stuff and get out. After that, the locks get changed. She started crying again, but this time I didn't feel anything. No guilt, no urge to comfort her, nothing. I'd spent 8 years putting her feelings first, and it got me a wife who tried to trade me away at a party. What about all our memories? What about everything we built together? You didn't build anything, Ashley. I built it. You just lived in it and complained. That shut her up. She went upstairs and I heard her slamming drawers, throwing stuff around. Fine with me, let her get it all out. Around noon she started carrying bags down to her car. She had called Madison. Apparently she was going to stay there for a while. Each trip she made, she'd look at me like I was supposed to stop her or change my mind. I just kept doing my thing, answered some work emails, made lunch, watched part of a game. She was loading the last bag into her trunk when Claire came out to get her mail. Ashley saw her and completely lost it. This is your fault, she screamed across the yard. You destroyed my marriage. Claire didn't even flinch, just looked at her, calm as anything. No, sweetie, you did that all by yourself. I just accepted what you were throwing away. A couple other neighbors had come outside to see what the screaming was about. Tom from next door, the Johnsons from across the street. Everyone watching Ashley have a breakdown in the driveway. She got in her car and peeled out, tires squealing, left rubber marks on the concrete that I'd have to pressure wash later. Claire walked over after Ashley was gone. You okay? Yeah, better than I've been in a while, actually. Good. She smiled. Let me know if you need anything. I'm right down the street. I will. She walked back to her house, and I went inside. The place was quieter, cleaner somehow, even though it was the same. I sat down on the couch and realized I felt lighter than I had in years. My phone buzzed. Text from Ashley, you'll regret this. I deleted it and blocked her number. The next few days were quiet. Neighbors saw me outside, but nobody stopped to talk. Tom would nod when he got his mail. The Johnsons waved from their driveway. Everyone being polite but keeping distance. Can't blame them. Divorce drama makes people uncomfortable. Nobody wants to pick sides when they don't know the full story. I was fine with it. Didn't need their approval or their pity. 5 days after Ashley left, I was pressure washing her tire marks off the driveway when Tom walked over. He had 2 beers in his hand. You got a minute? Yeah, sure. I shut off the washer and took the beer. Karen's been doing something similar to me. Not as bad, but close. Always comparing me to her friends' husbands, talking about how I should be making more, doing more, being more. He looked tired. I keep thinking if I just work harder or make her happier somehow, she'll stop. But watching you walk away from that was eye-opening, man. Yeah? How'd you actually do it? Just cut her off like that? Stopped accepting disrespect. That's really all it was. He nodded slowly. Sounds simple when you say it. It is simple. Just not easy. We stood there drinking beer in silence for a minute. Then he clapped me on the shoulder. You did the right thing, man. Just wanted you to know that. Appreciate it. After he left, I felt better. Not because I needed validation, but because it was good to know at least one person saw what actually happened. Ashley's Instagram was a whole different kind of entertainment. Started with cryptic posts. Some people show their true colors when tested. The comments were mostly her college friends being supportive, until someone who was actually at the game night commented, "Girl, we all saw what happened. Stop." She deleted that post within an hour. Week 2, I saw on her LinkedIn that she got a job, receptionist at some place called Restore Counseling. Took me a second to realize what that was, a marriage therapy clinic. She was literally answering phones at a place that helps people save their marriages. The universe has a sense of humor. Claire texted me that Thursday asking if I wanted to grab dinner. Nothing fancy, just this Italian place downtown. I said yes. We met there at 7. She showed up in jeans and a sweater. No makeup really, just herself. We got a table in the back and talked for 2 hours straight. She asked about my job and actually listened when I explained what I do. Asked follow-up questions that made sense. Told me about her consulting work and how she's been building it back up after her husband died. It's been a year and a half, and some days are still hard, she said. But I'm not looking to replace him, just trying to figure out what the next chapter looks like. That makes sense. Can I ask you something? She set down her fork. Yeah, go ahead. The other night when Ashley called you a desperate widow in front of everyone, did that change how you see me? I looked at her straight. No. Made me see her clearer, though. She relaxed a little. Some guys get weird about it after they find out, like they're competing with a ghost or something. I'm not competing with anybody. Either you want to be here or you don't. I want to be here. The difference between her and Ashley was night and day. Claire made eye contact when we talked. Didn't check her phone every 5 minutes. Laughed at my jokes without that fake tone. Split the check without making it a feminist statement. Just treated me like an equal instead of a project that needed fixing. Walking back to our cars, she stopped. I had a really good time tonight. Me too. Want to do it again? Definitely. I got home around 10 and was putting my keys on the counter when someone knocked. Looked through the peephole and saw Ashley standing there. She looked worse than the day she left. Hair greasy, no makeup. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. I got a job, she said immediately. At a counseling center. I start Monday. See, I'm trying to change. Good for you, proud of you. So can we talk about maybe working things out? No. Ryan, please, I made a mistake. One stupid night and you're willing to throw away everything. It wasn't one night, Ashley. It was 8 years. Game night was just when everyone else finally saw it. I'll do anything. I'll sign a post-nup if we get married again someday. I'll go to therapy. I closed the door while she was still talking. Heard her standing there for another minute before she finally left. Went to bed and realized I hadn't thought about her once during dinner with Claire. That's when I knew I was actually done. 3rd week after Ashley left, Claire came over to watch the playoffs. Showed up with a 6-pack of the good stuff, not the cheap beer Ashley used to buy. We sat on the couch and she actually watched. When our team scored, she jumped up and high-fived me without it being forced or fake. Fourth quarter, she started getting tired, leaned against my shoulder, and was asleep before the game ended. I didn't move for 20 minutes after it was over, just let her sleep there. Murphy was passed out at our feet. The whole thing felt comfortable in a way I'd forgotten was possible. She woke up around 11 and looked embarrassed. Sorry, I didn't mean to crash on you. Don't worry about it. Long week? Client called at 6 a.m. with a crisis that wasn't actually a crisis. I've been running since then. The Johnsons invited us both to their cookout that weekend. Didn't ask if we were together, just included Claire on the invite like it was obvious. We went, and it was easy. She talked to the wives without any drama. I hung out with the guys by the grill. Every now and then we'd make eye contact across the yard and she'd smile. Tom pulled me aside at one point. You two official or just hanging out? Official as of last night. Good for you, man. She seems solid. Ashley tried calling me 6 times that week. I didn't answer. She left voicemails that started apologetic and ended angry. Deleted them without listening to the whole thing. Wednesday afternoon I was at work when Madison called. I almost didn't pick up but figured I'd see what she wanted. Ryan, hey, I know this is awkward, but Ashley asked me to reach out. Madison, no offense, but I don't want to hear it. She's really struggling. She misses you. She knows she messed up and... Right. Well, tell Ashley to stop calling me. And Madison, maybe ask yourself why you're working harder to save my marriage than she ever did. I hung up before she could respond. Friday afternoon, I got a text from my lawyer. Papers filed. Server will attempt delivery at her current address. Monday, I texted back Madison's address where Ashley was staying. Try here first. She's been camping out at her friend's place. Monday evening, my lawyer called. Server got her. She took the papers, read the first page, then threw them back at him and screamed that you'd regret this. He left them on the doorstep and got out of there. That's my ex-wife. Always classy. Yeah, well, she's officially served. Clock's ticking now. Called Claire after and told her what happened. How do you feel about it? She asked. Relieved. Makes it official. Want company tonight? I'll bring dinner. She showed up at 6 with Thai food and we ate on the back deck. Sun was setting. Temperature was perfect. Murphy was chasing something in the yard. Process server came to Madison's today, I said. Ashley apparently threw the papers at him and screamed that I'd regret this. Claire raised her eyebrows. Dramatic. That's her specialty. You know what I think? She leaned back in her chair. I think she never expected you to actually leave. She thought you'd always be there no matter what she did. Yeah. She thought wrong. After she left, I sat there thinking about how different everything was. Funny how fast life can turn around when you stop accepting less than you deserve. 1 month after the game night, Claire's car was in my driveway when Ashley showed up. We were cooking dinner together. Claire was making her pasta sauce recipe and I was handling the garlic bread. Had music playing. Murphy was asleep in the corner. Normal Saturday night. The pounding on the door made all 3 of us jump. Loud, aggressive, not a friendly knock. I looked through the peephole and saw Ashley standing there looking unhinged. Hair was a mess, mascara running, still wearing her work clothes from the counseling center. I opened the door. What do you want, Ashley? I know she's in there. She tried to push past me, but I blocked the doorway. I saw her car. You moved on that fast with her. We're making dinner. What do you need? What do I need? Her voice was getting louder. You're my husband. That's what I need. Claire appeared behind me, drying her hands on a towel. Didn't say anything, just stood there calm. Ashley saw her and completely lost it. Started screaming. You home-wrecking bitch. You destroyed my marriage. Nobody destroyed anything, I said. You did that yourself. Now leave. I'm your wife. Divorce papers say otherwise. You were served 3 days ago. I didn't sign them. I'm not signing them. You can't just throw away 8 years. Already did. Move on. She tried to shove past me again. I put my hand on the door frame, not touching her, but making it clear she wasn't getting through. Ashley, go home. This is my home. No, it's not. Never was. Your name's not on anything here and you know it. Neighbors were starting to come outside. Tom and his wife Karen were on their porch. The Johnsons were in their driveway pretending to check their mailbox. Everyone watching the show. Ashley noticed them and got louder, playing to the audience. You're all seeing this, right? He's cruel. He threw me out over one mistake, one stupid joke, and he replaced me like I'm nothing. Claire stepped forward next to me. Actually, Ashley, we all think he's smart. You tried to trade him away. He took you up on it. Not complicated. Nobody asked you. You literally asked everyone at that game night. I just answered honestly. Ashley lunged forward like she was going to hit Claire. I stepped between them fast, put my hand up. Back up. Now. I'm going to beat her ass. No, you're not. You're going to get off my property or I'm calling the cops. For what? Coming to talk to my husband? Trespassing, attempted assault, disturbing the peace. Pick one. She stood there breathing hard, tears and snot running down her face. Everyone thinks you're so perfect now. Ryan, the hero who stood up for himself. But you're just a cold-hearted bastard who gave up on his wife. Tom spoke up from his porch. Nah, man, we think he dodged a bullet. You made your choice at that party. Karen nodded. We all saw it, Ashley. Don't try to rewrite history. Ashley looked around at all the neighbors watching her, realized nobody was on her side. She pointed at me, hand shaking. You'll regret this when you're old and alone. You'll wish you'd fought for us. I'm good. Thanks. She's using you. She doesn't actually want you. She just wants what I had. Claire laughed at that. Actually laughed. Sweetie, what you had was a good man you didn't appreciate. I'm not using him. I'm grateful for him. There's a difference. Ashley started crying harder. Mascara everywhere. Makeup ruined. Standing in my driveway having a breakdown while everyone watched. For a second, I almost felt bad for her. Almost. Leave, Ashley. Don't come back here. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. You made your choices. Now live with them. She got in her car, finally. Sat there for a minute just crying before she started it. Drove off slower this time. No squealing tires. Tom walked over after she left. You good, man? Yeah, I'm good. She shows up again. Call me. I'll back you up. Johnson came over too. Same here. That was uncomfortable as hell. They both looked at Claire. You all right? I'm fine. Not my first crazy ex-wife encounter. She smiled though. This one's more entertaining than most. After everyone went back inside, Claire and I went back to cooking. Neither of us said anything for a minute. Then she started laughing, really laughing, doubled over, holding her stomach. What's funny? Did you see her face when Tom said you dodged a bullet? I thought her head was going to explode. I started laughing too. Couldn't help it. The whole thing was ridiculous. Divorce finalized in January. Ashley didn't fight it after her lawyer told her she had no case. 6 months after the original game night, we were doing it again at my place. Same neighbors, same setup. But everything felt completely different. Claire was there as my girlfriend, officially. She'd brought stuff to make margaritas and was in the kitchen with Karen and Mrs. Johnson getting them ready. I was outside with the guys setting up the card table on the deck. Man, you look good, Tom said, arranging chairs. Like, actually good. Haven't seen you this relaxed in years. Yeah, I feel good. Johnson came out with more drinks. Ashley still blowing up your phone? Nah, blocked her after the driveway incident. Been quiet since then. Good. That whole scene was uncomfortable as hell. He handed me a beer. Claire seems solid though. She is. Tom nodded. That's all that matters, man. We went inside and everyone was already playing Cards Against Humanity. Claire was reading the cards and actually making the game funny instead of awkward. Ashley's Instagram had gone quiet about 2 weeks after the driveway incident. Madison told Tom's wife that Ashley was dating some guy she met at a bar. Apparently he's the jealous type, checks her phone constantly, gets pissed when she talks to other guys. Karen told me this like it was gossip, but I didn't care. Ashley was learning the hard way what happens when you don't appreciate what you have. She was still working at Restore Counseling, still answering phones all day, helping other people schedule appointments to save their marriages while hers fell apart. Around 10, after the game wrapped up, Claire and I were cleaning up while people said their goodbyes. After everyone left, Claire and I took our drinks out to the back deck. Murphy followed us out and lay down at our feet. Sky was clear, temperature was perfect, could hear crickets in the distance. You ever regret it? She asked, moving on this fast. Regret respecting myself? Never. She was quiet for a second. Ashley did me the biggest favor that night. How's that? She gift-wrapped a good man and handed him to me. Didn't even have to compete. She just gave up. I pulled her closer. I'm the one who got the better deal here. We both won. She looked up at me. You know what the difference is between this and what you had before? What? I wake up grateful you're there. Not thinking about what's missing or what could be better. Just happy with what is. That's exactly what I'd been feeling but couldn't put into words. With Ashley, everything was about the future. What I needed to change, where we needed to be, what we were lacking. With Claire, it was just about now. Being present. Actually enjoying the person you're with. We should take a trip somewhere, she said. Maybe that cabin in the mountains you mentioned. Yeah, let's do it. I'll look at dates this week. I'll make us breakfast tomorrow. Real breakfast, not cereal. You don't have to. I know, I want to. We sat there for another hour, just talking about nothing important. Plans for the week. Something funny Murphy did earlier, whether we should paint the back fence. Normal couple stuff that felt easy because neither of us was keeping score or looking for problems. Around midnight, Claire said she should head home. I walked her to her car, kissed her goodnight, watched her drive the 2 houses down to her place, went back inside, and realized the house didn't feel empty even though I was alone. It just felt like mine again. Sometimes the best thing that can happen is someone showing you exactly who they are. Ashley did that at game night. I just finally decided to believe her.